It's all about those rankings. You gotta get those wins to be in order to move up, get the desirable brackets. So, got some crazy stuff. It looks like Blink is gonna be on that Venge, so it is gonna be the core Venge. Shadow playing the Terrorblade. Got items to go mid lane. Our support duo of Y on the Crystal Maiden, ice on the Roaming Shaker. And up top, we've got Faith Beyond taking the long lane as an Omni Knight.
Yep, alright, so they pretty much picked heroes good for the game, and they're adapting the lane situation to kind of help. They see Paparazzi here, and they're smoked up. Oh, nice vision block.
Yep, they go in, they get this done, and it's looking like, unfortunately, this guy's between a rock and a hard place, and it will be first blood for ice. Getting that support started off right. He's got boots money pretty soon. A very good aggressive rotation from Random. Already getting their weird draft off. This is gonna be interesting. I want to see how it scales into the late game.
They're establishing their dominance, claiming their bounty rune. So I imagine their aggro lane will break down once Terrorblade wants to jungle, because he can't sit mid against Lina forever. Lina eventually pushes him out. 3-1 for bounty runes in favor of Team Random there.
Yep.
Tries to snipe one, but it's unsuccessful.
Gets a couple of clicks off onto Shadow, who's taking that TB mid. I mean, how does TB mid fare in general, let alone against Alina, one of the most aggressive mids we've got now?
Typically he plays kind of like Alchemist, where he can do okay for the first couple levels, and then he'll want to jungle pretty quickly. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely something that they have to play around. Like he's using meta right now, just so he can lane. That level 1 engagement from Team Random actually enabled them to switch lanes. So nice block off these gates. Good tower.
Yep, enJuly able to get him on through, and now Blink gonna be eating up some tower shots. Dogfights is there, gets the Orb of Venom on him, but no. Okay, Blink is gonna be just fine.
And that leaves Paparazzi up top to solo up against Faith Beyond's Omni Knight. Definitely Omni Knight favorite. And Faith Beyond, great players. Both of these guys are great players. These are top caliber teams here, of course. And this is interesting. They're choosing to fight the bottom lane instead of just leaving Magnus to kind of do his own thing. They really want him to get some farm this game.
Dogfight's gonna be getting in aggressive. Wanted to cancel off that salve from the Vengeful Spirit, but it may end up costing his life. enJuly gonna go for the skewer onto iCeice. iCeice still have cooldown on Fissure, just trying to punch down Dogfights, but they aren't able to get in close enough. Reaper now coming forward. Just gonna shadow word up the Ricky, so try on try. So far hasn't yielded any blood since the horn.
Yep, very, very close to makes it out with his life, and now Team Random are gonna shrine up. Thank you, Ice Frog. These things are great for the offlane.
You know, I was real resistant against shrines at first, but I don't remember what it's like to play without them. Same with the HUD.
Yeah.
When the new HUD came out, I was like, oh, this looks terrible, but now it looks so much cleaner than the old one. Anyway, going in. Dogfight just trying to go, get some good harass onto Y.
Yes.
Looks like our no item Crystal Maiden will have to leave that Centaur for dead.
Dogfights can't really do nothing they can really do. This match up top is not good for Phantom Assassin, by the way. Soloing the Omni Knights, very difficult.
I mean, she's getting some alright levels. Her last hits aren't plummeting, but it's just not an environment where she can thrive. She can't really go for kills. And speaking of kills, down in this bottom lane, enJuly, please relax. Goes for the kill on the Crystal Maiden, finds it, eats up a couple of tier 2 tower shots, but is still alive. iCeice has that Fissure up in 1 second. The Dogfight is going to keep him distracted. There's going to be no more vision on Ricky, so he's just going to be walking to freedom.
Yep, CM actually didn't have gold to TP to the shrine to try to fight. Picked up the boots, 30 gold left over, couldn't make it.
Unfortunate. Now let's talk a little more about this top lane. I mean, what does PA have to do to really be successful here? Because she's getting okay farm. She can just keep daggering here for creeps. I mean, does she want to stay in this lane, or does she want to move as quick as possible?
I think they'll need to rotate at some point. PA can do okay, but she already used her shrine. Pretty much Omni Knight runs at him every creep wave, and then PA has to back off. Only farm with daggers up. It's not a good lane.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Faith Beyond having the time of his life, just 2 points in degen aura. He can just run at people and they're scared of him, and yeah, just going in. Misses the nuke there on Paparazzi, but again, still, this PA can't even touch Faith Beyond. Down bottom. enJuly will get clipped by the fissure here. Magnus should be able to run to freedom, but Blink on this bench still getting some alright farm to herself. Her support's able to keep this guy's own back.
Yep, this is the exchange they make. You know, they put PA in a little bit of an unfavorable spot to kind of accelerate Magnus' team. It's not always the worst thing in the world to do, especially when your Magnus isn't going to have the best 1v1 matchup.
Back towards our mid lane. We've got Terrorblade mid doing, you know, surprisingly alright. Picks up 2 points Metamorphosis, 2 points Conjure Image, no reflection yet.
Yep, he's getting to the point where he wants to leave the lane pretty much.
Setting up bottom here. eceice just goes in, punches, and there's a lot of aggression down here.
It's still just a dueling against iGV's tri-lane. I still don't feel like they can do anything. You know, they have no real ways of being aggressive with their combination of heroes down there. All they can really do is see him just happily jungling away.
Already found her level 3 just now, so gonna be even more effective at frostbiting and getting what she needs. What is CM going for here? Like, what's her ideal? Alright, I'm done in the jungle. Is she going for Blink? Is she going for early force? Does she just want to get levels as fast as possible?
It's just levels. It's definitely not any specific item that's gonna game change for Maiden. Wants to help supply her team with that sweet, sweet mana.
Oh boy. Up top, Paparazzi just taking it from Faith Beyond. This guy feels no fear. I mean, he's a little short on mana right now, but that's nothing he can't fix. Mid lane, do have that Crystal Maiden coming in, gets the Frostbite on the Sakata, makes it pretty deep, and is going to keep the Light Strike array. Shadow gets low. They will be able to find a return kill, but not before Shadow takes out Sakata. So some experience not going that Lena's way. Y just going to turn things back around, freezes up dogfights. Meanwhile, down bottom, everyone's still farming up, so... Nice little gank on the mid lane.
I do not believe Terrorblade will come back to the mid lane now. It's looking like it's at jungle time.
Yeah, he's got the Talon. He's going to be sitting back playing safe. Full Aquila coming out in just a couple of 100 gold.
Double damage. Middle tower
And now,
is under
looks
attack.
like Shaker will probably take up the mid lane. And then Venge might have to move away from the bottom lane. You know, Paparazzi's not doing too bad for considering how obnoxious this lane is. He's still getting some decent farm, but
Top.
he just gets ran it. Oh no.
Caster's
Rotation
Curse,
in.
Brax.
Rotation in from the Crystal Maiden. I do that on purpose when I see it coming in. That's what I tell myself.
Bottom
Down
lane.
bottom
Looks like
lane.
they're going for another gank, trying to get some revenge for their lost core. Dogfights getting ready. His levels are okay. Going to be picking up his level 4 soon, but yeah, they just don't have the catch to go into Blink. Lacking a little
not a
bit of
whole
stun.
lot of kill power there. No stuns. Just nothing.
So,
They
Lena
can
in our
actually-
mid.
Alright, Lena lane against the Shaker. Shaker soaking some nice experience now that TV's jungling. PA actually rotated down to the bottom lane, but pretty obvious once she's died, she's got nowhere else to go. Does not want to go back top lane. Switch places now. Magnus is up top.
Going to be a little more straightforward as far as laning things go, while our Terrorblade is going to be getting a ton of farm, now level 7 on him. He's doing pretty alright in terms of last hit. Switching over to net worth, our big leader is going to be the Omni Knight. I mean, he has just got everything he needs to out of the laning phase. Top lane, you got a jump coming in. Oh, Magnus, he goes down. Flies a little too close to the sun, doesn't realize there's 3 heroes ready to take his life.
Tough life here.
And now Shadow moving forward. He's got that Metamorphosis ready to go. 2 points in that. So this tower should push pretty quickly top if that's what they're going for. Now mid lane, it looks like they'd like to set up onto Face Beyond. They've got dogfights in the area, but this Omni Knight is pretty tricky to get down. The one saving grace is that he hasn't picked up Guardian Angel yet. Top lane, going forward. Radiant, they're going to go ahead and fortify here, but that just means they lose Super and potentially their tower as well, as now the Magnus just has to back. There will be a TP in from the Lena. It's going to be pretty aggressive if they can go for it. If they can find this, it's pretty nice, but Magnus is still level 5. No RP for him. He's trapped on the wrong side of the fissure. He's going to be charging around, unsure if he wants to re-engage or disengage, and both him and the Lena are just far too low for this. enJuly, what are you doing there, bro?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom 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 tower is under attack.
Oh, 10
Sakata.
HP left on Shadow there, so close.
Able to use the Laguna Blade to find a kill on the Earthshaker, but oh man, Dragon Slave so close. Sakata now just a little bit overcommitting here. Light Strike Array does clip onto the Crystal Maiden. She doesn't have enough mana for that Frostbite, and Sakata's going to turn this around, gives her own life for it. Does take out the CM. I don't really know if that's worth it though. A little bit of sibling rivalry going on.
Definitely not worth it. Got a little over aggressive there, but realized she was in too deep, had to go for it at that point. And yeah, they really wanted to defend that tower. Unfortunately, Terribly lives with 10 HP thanks to the raindrops. Very tough. But IG almost have their level 6 on Warlock, and that'll definitely make these tower defenses and team fights a lot easier.
Bounty, which my matriarch prize.
They still can't do anything. You know, Magnus wants, like, he prefers these slow games. You know, he needs time to get to his Blink Dagger. PA still trying to just scrape together whatever farm she can get.
She's gonna get stunned here. Wow, just taken down to a quarter health by one big purification nuke. That has gotta really suck for Paparazzi, just sitting back, trying to play so safe, going for the Vanguard here just because she knows she can't survive without it. Mid lane, we do have some good push coming out. Sakata using those fiery soul stacks. The tower's getting low, but they have to back off while it's in deny range. Light Strike Array comes in. They get the Venge stunned up, but lacking kill power without the rest of their heroes there. Dogfight, just keeping eyes on Shadow, soaking some of that XP, while Venge is able to deny mid.
There's just so much pressure on PA all the time. You can't farm anything at all. Gets heal bombed, fissured literally every time he comes up to a creep wave for now.
Yeah, even though the lineup is really crazy on Team Random, it feels like a very similar game plan as last game, where it's just cripple the PA, make sure PA is doing no damage, and then rotate as a unit, rotate really tightly.
Dire's top tower is under
Yep,
attack.
iGV do have a smoke in the bottom lane. Try that.
Okay, they're gonna dump out that. They got that Earthshaker, I tell you what.
That's the hate.
Yeah. As Faith Beyond walks away pretty much unscathed, Terrorblade gonna be coming in, and Terrorblade can really push this. Still holding on to that Metamorphosis, has the emergency Sunder, so... Yeah, Golems are down. It's, your little claptrap gonna be going back. They gotta play safe. They don't want to feed the Golem gold on this. Very interesting
How
fight.
desperate they are.
Blink gonna be going long range swap. They isolate Super. They get the Frostbite going in. There will be a Light Strike Array as they are able to trade for the Vengeful Spirit. Super somehow still alive throughout that entire fight. Now Dagger goes in, slows down Shadow, is able to go ahead, pop out another illusion, and IG Vitality, you can feel they're really torn on whether they jump on this. Paparazzi goes forward, is able to get back to safety. Earthshaker trapping her behind the fissure. So, it's sloppy here, but iGV still making a hold, making sure that Team Random don't push in and don't get that tier 1 just yet.
Yep, nice hold from them. Team Random, they forced it just a little too hard. Pretty difficult to take that fight once the swamp under tower comes out. You know, they're like, rocks down. It's not really going to do anything now. We can take this fight, but, you know, they were unable to. But as I said, there's smoke back up in July. Looks like it's probably goodbye.
There's no way he gets out of that, so just a quick re-engage, and now Super coming in like he can do something about this, but he's got 3 points in Shadow Word.
Oh,
You
no,
can do it, man.
To cancel the TP too. He's no man's land right now.
Yeah, he's kind of trapped, I guess you could say. That's not great, but mid lane again. Got Sakata farming up nicely. There is going to be Blink spraying out his stun on dog fights, but
Dire's bottom
yeah,
tower
that's about it. Just getting some pressure. Sakata now isolated. They are going to bring in Faith Beyond. Light Strike Array not going to clip anyone. Slight nuke there, but Sakata still able to get something done. Unfortunately, isolated back down. Magnus comes in, saves the day. A Light Strike Array going in. Will clip onto Faith Beyond. They finally get down that pesky Omni Knight, and a heal comes in on Sakata just in time. On bottom of TP. Yeah, they're trying to go in. Shadow temporarily forced back. Paparazzi doing his best to clear out these illusions, but they are tanky and they are hitting hard. And there's going to be a freeze as Crystal Maiden just securing a quick exit for Shadow. Taking jungle farm as he goes. Got dogfights pinned out as he comes forward. iceice is going to be caught here. May not be able to retreat. Is just going to Echo Slam. Man, he does not mess around. Another dagger. Potentially another Blink could secure this kill. Okay, Sunder comes in. Terrorblade keeping his buddies up as they're going to go Shrine anyway. What a
That's
play.
the team player right there. Saving his lowly support there.
Dire's
Trying
top
to get
tower
one right
is
back.
under attack.
Warlock actually does not have mana for the Chaotic Offering right now.
This is a huge time to strike. You've got Paparazzi feeling like he's on top of the world, forcing everyone back. There will be a fissure out. They grab Super, and Super just hits the deck. So kill score is starting to rack up in favor of Team Random. Once again, Paparazzi just chilling in the trees. TP on cooldown for another 15 seconds. Better hope they don't get found here. Dogfights is in vision, in terms of sentry vision, but gobbling his way through the trees, making sure he's not caught. Now blink back,
On the run.
Paparazzi gets a little ambulance help there from the Ricky, but now
Radiant's
two heroes
bottom
caught
tower
down,
is under
just ready to
attack.
be sandwiched here by all the Dire team. Oh, they're just blinking away for safety. They get dust on both of these heroes, but can they actually go forward and
Radiant's
find the
bottom
catch? A
tower
little
is
smoke to
under
break
attack.
things up as Paparazzi's
Dire's
TPing.
top tower
Look at this. Support doing everything, but it's not going to be enough. The fissure still comes through, and it's going to be a 2 for dead. It looked like it could have been a great play with synergy, but unfortunately both heroes still go down.
Did you see where PA TP'd? His TP was 4 seconds long, not 3.
Dire's top
He
tower
TP'd
is
to like
under
the
attack.
shrine on the other side of the map to farm or something. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that said 4 seconds.
Damn.
Oh, I wish I could go back and see it. But yeah, that almost worked out. Nice team play there. Unfortunately, both were down.
Radiant's bottom
But they
tower
did buy a
is
lot of
under
space.
attack. Radiant's bottom
Magnus
tower
actually
has
has
fallen.
the CS leader in this game. He's almost popping out with charges, rushing the hand of Midas.
Yep. He's got
Dire's
Midas,
top
he's got his
tower is
arcane, he's
under
got his
attack.
talons, so he can farm quick as can be, and that blink is not too far off, and well, a good blink RP can always turn things around. That's one thing
Radiant's
iGV
middle
has
tower
been
is
teaching
under
us since the start of the series.
Dire's top tower is under
Yep,
attack.
this Magnus progression is definitely much better than last game. He did go for the hand of Midas, you know,
Radiant's bottom
it's
tower
like
is under
very greedy, you know, he doesn't really want to fight too much. But in the end, when you can get it this fast, it does pay off a lot of the time.
Dogfights, he's got to be tempted here. Shadow getting pretty low after taking these Ancients. There is a Sunder available, so he's got to be really careful to keep TV trapped in that smoke cloud. We'll see if Shadow's going to misplay here, if he's going to stay safe. Dogfight snapping up the rune clearly gives away his
Radiant's
position, and he's just
bottom
going to back
tower
off
is
with his
under
team.
attack.
So we should start to see some good, 5-on-5 team fights pretty shortly, rather than just Stragglers getting picked off. Paparazzi will be picking up his Desolator relatively soon, but still a long ways to go. This PA was forced into a Vanguard, so not quite as far along on
Radiant's
aggressive
bottom
items as you
tower
want.
is under attack.
Yep,
Courier.
luckily he's got the
Courier
empower
has
to
been
kind of catch
killed.
up dogfights.
Oh! That... Crystal Maiden lived with, like, just the smallest amount of health, makes it back under tower, so... Why counting his lucky stars there as the rest of the Radiant, they're grouping up. Lina picks up the Bloodstone now, so would love to just add a couple of charges onto that. And they're going to smoke up his 4. Leaving Lina to her own devices in the top lane.
Nice
Radiant's
timing on the
middle
Bloodstone
tower
there.
is under
You
attack.
know, we definitely... Team Random were much slower this game we saw last game. They eased up from tower to tower. They pretty much took everything for free, but now iGV has some massive team fight. They're actually smoked up now with the Magnus Blink Dagger.
Here we go, Dogfight leading the charge. Everyone's going to be coming in. It's a 2-hero RP, dropping the golems on top of it. No such thing as overkill here, as they might finally find the kill on Faith Beyond right after the Guardian Angel comes out. Oh, they make Omni Knight burn all he's got, and he still drops. So really nice rotation from iGV. And they're going to try to turn this right into a Roche. We'll see if Team Random has what it takes to get in here and contest it.
Yep, Roche Shakers respawn in 5 seconds. Buyback from the Omni Knight. Alright, they do not want to give this Roshan.
Yeah, he's not messing around. Omni Knight doesn't have that GA, but he's still feisty enough to get this done, so... Looks like Radiant will be
Dire's
scared
middle
off from the
tower is
Roche
under
hit
attack.
temporarily, but still got a couple tricks up their sleeves, clearly.
Alright, Team Random are thinking, hey, they just used RP, Rock, we still have meta, it's time to push. Oh, looks pretty unstoppable.
We'll see. I mean,
Radiant's
Paparazzi now halfway towards that Desolator. We got Magnus, he's still got the potential to blink in, grab, isolate one with a skewer. Even if there's no
Radiant's
RP to
middle
follow
tower
up,
has
the
fallen.
potential for damage drop with Lina's ultimate is pretty big, but yeah, that tier 1 tower just wasn't valuable enough for IG to take that risk. So now, Random heading into the Roche pit themselves. How quickly can they take this? Because it's got to be on the forefront of IGV's mind.
iGV don't have ultimates up, but they still think
In July, Tossing out the shockwave. There we go. Into the pit, skewering all of them out. Light Strike Array is going to be off the mark, but they still got Shadow silenced. He finally gets off the Sunder now. Is going to be healed by the Warlock. And oh, they're going forward. Light Strike Array clips, but it's not enough here. You got Crystal Maiden dancing. 2 heroes dead on iGV in July. Not going to give this one up so quickly. Shadow, they know he doesn't have Sunder. They know the heals are few and far between, but it seems like iGV are just outnumbered here, and they will finally secure their Roshan. Aegis picked up on the Terror Blade. Man, in July tried so hard for that.
Yeah, such a big play, screwing them all out of the pit like that. I feel like with just a little bit more coordination, they could have completely wiped Team Random there. They missed the Lina stun off of the skewer into the smoke screen combo, and that definitely would have sealed their fate completely and just given them the Roche. There was also Lina ulted the Omni Knight with no ultimate there. Didn't have the GA available. Instead of ulting the Terrorblade, who's equally as low, Terrorblade got his Thunder off. I feel like if they kill Terrorblade, then all of their damage is gone. You can still perhaps win that team fight, but you know, it doesn't work out. But I mean, now iGV, it's not that bad. They have RP up, they have Warlock ultimate up, they can still take fights for now, especially with meta being down for 20 seconds. They're not weak at all when they have the ultimate set right. Still down the bottom lane right now.
Yep, I mean they isolate the Omni here. Sakata gonna get clipped by the fissure, but they're just drawing out the Dire even a little bit more. Dogfight's gonna make his way forward. There will be a solo RP onto this Omni. They keep him silenced up and then get him stun locked, so nice kill. This Omni is pretty high value. It's going to be almost 300 gold going straight to our Warlock. What's he working on? He's got 1,000 gold. What are his dreams? Is he thinking about a blink? Is he trying to go for a force?
I think he'll just buy something to help him survive. He might go Force Scepter, maybe Force Staff. Perhaps he'll hope to invest, get a hand with Midas. We can get some real items one day.
Alright, Shadow trying his best to defend this. PA's starting to get pretty big. Definitely had a very tricky laning phase, but getting close to that Desolator. He's starting to really slam home those crits.
Yep,
Our core bench. Shadow Blade for her, so prioritizing some sneak attack, just going, using that swap to isolate iGV as they're really playing as a unit. You can see iGV, when they move in for those smoke ganks and those defenses, they are just all one behind the other, really close-knit.
Yep, that Silver Edge will definitely help against the Phantom Assassin. Breaks the passive so she can't evade right clicks. And yeah, that's the RP. They have 45 seconds without RP, and Team Random want to abuse this. They're grouping up in the bottom lane to get their push on. And it looks like iGV they want to fight this. I mean, they're kind of grouped up, but they don't really have a smoke. They're just walking to the opposite side of the map. They don't want to fight at all. You know, they have no chance, but as I say that, Lina TP's in to kind of stall.
It's a scouting TP. Sakata gotta play safe. Again, Bloodstone dropped 8 charges, now at 9. Lina's gonna work hard to bring those back as Shadow again still oodles of time on that metamorphosis. This tower is just donezo. Backdoor protection comes back up. They need another wave of creeps to get in there, and oh, there it goes.
iGV, they're kind of wasting their time here. Radiant's sitting back, front row seats to the show, watching their tower get slain, kind of just not doing anything. While it dies, it's time to push out mid lane. You know, Lina can run there instead of peeking to the bottom lane, create some space, get some farm in this downtime. But they just have 4 heroes sitting around. I guess they're desperately looking to take a team fight for when this meta runs out. They see the Terrorblade right now running away, and they're smoked up looking for him.
Yeah, this chase is going to be pretty difficult as Random just read this right, they back out right away, and now they're on their own side of the map. This is going to be some dangerous turf in July. He's ready with that Blink RP, but they got to pick a really neat target. I don't know if Crystal Maiden's worthy of all the pain, but she's about to receive it, and she is evaporated. Now 3 heroes scouted out here. This could be a juicy pick if they can actually isolate him. There we go. It's going to be a solo RP, but they are able to isolate the Venge. She's got herself a swap, and still 5 seconds until that Shadow Blade. They come in, they drop the rocks. There will be Faith Beyond getting in there with the Guardian Angel saving Blink. What a great job there by the Omni Knight. Now Shadow's just going to be cleaning up the mess, going in, taking out that Golem, an extra 100 gold for himself as the rest of iGV just run for the hills.
Nice aggression from iGV in, but this may also be the go button for Team Random, you know? RP was used, Warlock Ultimate was used, 25 seconds from now, and they're just running down lanes now.
Sakata.
I feel like they're not getting enough out of these plays to justify using their ultimates like that.
Team Random really, I mean, as soon as there's any window, they're able to push so quickly. Terrorblade is just one of the best things in the game. Combo that up with an Omni that can just keep spam healing everyone, and it's really tough. Now Earthshaker coming online as well. He's got his blinks, he can go for those blink echoes, and there's just so much zoning on Team Random. You've got Terrorblade just annihilating structures and his bodyguards.
Can't touch him through his bodyguards.
Invisibility.
Up top, we got Paparazzi finally with the Desolator and working towards that BKB, but this Phantom Assassin just doesn't feel like the huge core we need her to be. We need her to be raking in kills, but she's only found 1 to her 5 deaths.
Yeah, it definitely feels like she needs like the BKB and then maybe another item on top of that to really start being scary in these team fights, but at least Lina is extremely farmed. Lina, definitely a hero that can take over the game.
Yep, picking up another Bloodstone charge for herself too, so now gets the damage instead of the respawn time, just thinking that the Bloodstone is enough. And since the patch change, that's been really common now. Crystal Maiden just gonna be, you know, under vision here. Not as scary as she thinks she is, but Sakata can't find the Light Strike Array, can't get that stun, and Crystal Maiden just TP's right on out. Able to de-ward though, so some more quick gold going towards Lina.
Yep, nice nice catch there on the D-ward. And now it looks just like it's the Roshan game. You know, there's no Aegis on this Terrorblade. They desperately don't want to fight into RP and Warlock Ultimate like that as they were in the past. And they just want to slow the game down for now. They're kind of huddled up. They have smokes on them ready to use. One comes out. This is the Shaker Echo. Or sorry, the Shaker Blink Dagger debut.
He's had it for a little bit. I'm fairly sure he's been seen with it, but it might just not be on the forefront of everyone's mind. So let's see if he's able to actually go in and get some use out of it. They're crawling their way away, hugging that ancient pit. Looks like they're going to be pinging out this top lane, trying to focus down Sakata, but this speedy Lina's already back to safety, and it seems like this smoke is going to be fruitless.
Yep, if anything, it gets them some positioning. iGV back up into their base. They're actually surrounding this Lina. Oh,
okay,
no.
Lina just playing way cocky there. Even with no vision on the map of any of the dire heroes, just going out trying to push the wave, but away from the safety of her tower, she's an easy pick.
Under attack.
Gem pick up the Omni Knight now, securing that.
Radiant's
And that
top
nice kill
tower
on Lina
has
there.
fallen.
Lina is up in 15 seconds thanks to that Bloodstone, and this is without the respawn talent. Mentioned earlier, so yep, she's still back.
Yeah, but that Bloodstone ticking low, only 6 charges left on that. Omni Knight now picks up a Blink Dagger of his own, so he can just get on top of you and keep you in the D-gen and just keep walking behind you and hammering you down. It's so obnoxious to play against a fed Omni.
Patch up.
Yep, and this is one that is definitely going to scale into the big items. He's got his Hand of Midas, gold talent and everything. Definitely be able to keep up there in the network. Yeah, this is, I feel like iGV, you know, they have like these big team fight ultimates and everything. They can actually take these fights if they're grouped up, but they just, you know, they need to gain, they need more items, you know? So they're out on the map trying to farm, trying to get what they need to actually secure the game, and they're getting picked off. You know, it's going to happen eventually, just because it's, you know, you have to take risks eventually to gain items, but this P has a long way to go until her next real item. She's going to pick up the BKB pretty soon, only a couple hundred gold away, but I still feel like she needs more to deal with Terrorblade. He has like 43 armor once he gets solar crested. Pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, what's the key for iGV? Is it just hoping that Team Random are huddled up and you can get those amazing blink and skewer back into the RP and follow up with a chaotic offering? Like, do they need that wombo combo? Or can they just sit back and farm and not give anything away and it'll even out over time?
Well, they can farm, but they still need to make moves, or else they're just going to give away Roshan for free. They're hoping that PA gets so farmed that she can kind of just jump in, pop BKB, and then Team Random have to, you know, address the threat, and they'll all start to hit her. And that sets up the easy RP, or the Warlock ultimate, but yeah, unless they do something, Roshan's going to be free for Team Random. And as I said, they're ready to fight this. They're heading towards the area.
looking for something big. Dogfight's starting things off, but he's going to have to immediately hop into his ult. Shadow, he gets flashed there, but man, this Ricky's so scared, just hops back to his teammates and is trying to clear out illusions. There will be a double man RP. This time they get the wombo combo they're looking for. Guardian Angel popped out, and Earthshaker's the only one to fall. Looks like Magnus will get beaten up. They will find another though. Vengeful Spirit dead in the pit. Paparazzi's BKB runs out now. Has to play this one safe. Faith Beyond trapped in. Is going to be able to go purify himself. And oh, now Crystal Maiden is ulting. Just going to be a zoning ult as they're trying to finish off the Roshan. Dagger comes in. They lose the Omni. The gem is just a free pick to Paparazzi. And meanwhile, Shadow going to be taking out Roshan. Now has an Aegis to his name. Just needs one more hit onto Paparazzi. The urn is going to be enough for the gem.
Shaker.
Falls back in. Shaker, yeah, he's back in here. And they are going to go find a kill onto that Lina. My god, what is this mess? Is Super the last hope for the Radiant, just holding on to that gem, trying to waddle to freedom. He's going to make it, man. No. Killed off there, body blocked in by Shadow's illusion, and the gem back to its rightful side of the map there. The Dire take it back. What a crazy fight. That buyback from iGV secured the full wipe.
Yeah. I mean, we had some great plays from both teams there. Sakata kind of manned up. He ran in, hoping that there was no vision. He found two heroes, and that gave enJuly the opportunity to land that nice RP on those two heroes. Then, they pretty much killed both of them instantly. It was the Venge, and I'm not sure who the other one was, but whoever it was died right away. Didn't even matter. And that started the good fight for them. But it's... I don't know, even with that great of a start, the fight still was won by Team Random, and Parablade just proving to be quite the problem. Sitting at top of the net worth, he's got Aegis now as well.
Yeah, he's a spooky boy. Now has that iScotty gonna make just right-clicking even tougher, so another 2,500 gold seems to be on the way. What does he go for next here? Does he want to go, just raw damage? Does he want to pick up something defensive? Does he want to get a little bit feisty there? What's he going for?
He might pick up the BKB just so he can attack.
Yeah, they're jumping in. They're ready to go, but they know there's no follow-up. There's going to be an Echo Slam as everyone's nice and cuddled into one corner. Paparazzi's BKB, but yeah, gonna get very, very low. Jumping back in, still alive as they are able to take out two. The Omni and the Vengeful Spirit hit the deck. Now Terrorblade poking his head into the scene. Does he really want to go on this? Dogfight's still up and still healthy. Starting to burn through those defusal charges.
Man, alright, so they almost hit PA there, but enJuly saves him with the nice RP there. PA gets BKB off, kills Venge and Omni Knight, and this delays Team Random from pushing again. This is not a game that they want to play at, 90 minutes into this game. PA Magnus, this is before PA really has items, right? She's just hitting on Deso, Vanguard, BKB. Once she picks up the Abyssal Blade, and then, her next item after that, it's going to be extremely hard.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is you got Shadow, your Terrorblade here that definitely can hold on well into the late game, but the sooner that Team Random can actually go and touch high ground and push on these racks, the better. It seems like they've gone and they took out these tier 2s very quickly and very powerfully, but now iGV, they're still up and fighting, and there's no creep advantage for Team Random.
It's just, there's nothing you can really build to itemize against Magnus, right? If you get RP, Lincoln's doesn't save you, BKB doesn't save you. The only thing you can really hope for is that you're tanky enough to survive. Dogfights actually pops the smoke here. They drop the sentry. They don't know what's going on. Even just sneaks on by.
Yeah, they're going in. Looks like enJuly is going to be the target here, but PA jumping back to some friends. This is a very mobile fight, as this squadron of Team Random heroes are just jumping every which way. Now again, iceice does have that gem, so Dogfights isn't totally in the free here, but yeah, Team Random make a big rotation and find nothing out of it.
Yeah, nice smoke gain converted there. But, Team Random, they're still poising up towards the mid lane here, ready to get their push on. But I don't think they can walk up to the hill. Like, they're going to have to push into Fatal Bond, Lina spamming, Magnus spamming.
Gonna get real annoying real fast. Shadow pops into that metamorphosis, brings his friends, and this is where the push is going to be going down. enJuly now has that RP ready. There's a swap back in. They isolate Super, so there's going to be no Warlock ult for this fight. He can't buy back. He's dead for a minute. Blink gets kind of low, but will be saved. InJuly finds an RP on 2, skewers back the Omni, but ice is right there by his buddy's side. And they are able to turn that around. They lose the Omni, but they take out the Lina, who's going to buy right back into this fight. Sakata now reinitiating onto Shadow. The Light Strike Array clips, and they will burn the Aegis with the Laguna Blade. Frostbite holding back our PA, and now Crystal Maiden just going to be ulting like it's free, and now Dogfights goes in, tries to finish off ice, but just can't. Going to be dead, has the option to buy back, but at this point it's not quite worth it. Team Random, they're content with what they got. They forced a buyback, they got some good kills, forced some ults, and they're just going to buy back, or back off, only losing the Omni.
Yep, Sakata TPing in aggressively actually with the Shadow Blade, looking for more.
Pretty easy kill there on the Crystal Maiden, just getting the most out of those fiery soul stacks. Oh my! Y gets healed up by the urn, one hit from death, but still up and kicking.
Yep, that was such a nice play there. Bench swapped in the Warlock before he could really do anything at all, and they kill him off immediately. I was gonna say, like, unless they have a good way to start the fight, like they need to actually get in there and, you know, kill someone important like the Warlock, that I don't think they can just walk up, but they did that, and well, they took the tier 2 tower pretty much for free there. I mean, there was a bit of a skirmish here and there. Lina bought back, Aegis lost, but at the end, very worth it to be Random.
Yeah, that follow-up Echo Slam by Earthshaker was pretty big, made sure that iGV did not feel comfortable even standing behind their own racks.
Terribly finishes up the Butterfly. PA has the MKB and about 500 gold, so that's not going to be that effective, but it does give him a nice bit of damage. I don't know, I feel like he needs something to help him fight the PA, like he's relying too much on the Silver Edge from Vengeful Spirit to really deal with the evasion for now, which might be okay, but later on he's going to need an MKB for sure.
Group up here, as it looks like Team Random are either going to rotate pretty tightly or wait for a smoke. There they go. They're just going to be charging down. They're pinging out this mid lane. They just want to keep their, you know, battle cry up. So
yep, they catch Paparazzi, who's just walking up the lane. This could be very, very bad for IG Vitality.
Paparazzi throws out the dagger, will get clipped by the Fissure, swap back. iG.V comes through and will be able to blink back to a teammate. Now Shadow leading the charge for his team. Can't quite catch up to any of the Radiant heroes, except for, unfortunately, Dogfights, who just get pummeled into the ground. And now there's some serious pressure coming into this tier 3. They're going to focus bottom, because they already have that rack cleared off. And yep, there's another Metamorphosis. Sakata got the weight of the world in his hands. They do have this Warlock ults, but he's going to get clipped here. Can they follow up on that? The Warlock's going to be patient on this one, just going in. These racks dropping low, and there is now a pulling of Super Creeps in the bottom.
Yeah, TB meted with Repel, 50 armor thanks to the Sword Crest. They can't touch him right now.
It's really difficult for iG.V to fight this. I mean, they know they have a decent initiation when they all go in and toss their spells together, but that leaves such a vulnerable window if they can't actually find a 5-man wipe off of that. You know, if Team Random get the information that, you know, there's no Laguna Blade, there's no RP, there's no Chaotic Offering, that's just GG. Random can really push their advantage there.
Got a pretty long road chain respawn, I think.
Not yet. We don't know if it's going to be long or short.
Okay.
The blinking red light means you're not sure.
Oh,
Once it touches
almost
that side point, then you find out.
Okay, well, let's see if I'm right anyways.
Also, there'll be a digital pop-up. 207.
Well, alright, it's a pretty fast one, right?
It's on the longer side. The longest it can go is the far north
Oh, okay,
there.
I'm pretty stupid.
We're teaching Brax how to read the Roche timer.
Oh, this is tough.
How many hours do you have in Dota?
Too many.
It's all good.
More than that clock can count.
Very fair. Alright, so looking at overall net worth, things really starting to slide into Random's favor. Almost a 15,000 advantage, and they're really going to have to go and allocate, at least iG.V are going to have to allocate resources to keeping this bottom lane cleared out, because having a lane pushing in, breaking backdoor protection, that is a surefire way to lose your racks by Terrorblade ratting.
Yep, well, iG.V, they've just, they've kind of fallen into a new set of items here. PA has the MKB, Agnes actually has Refresher. So they've got some very powerful fighting tools here, if they can find the fight they want.
Scan comes in, Radiant making sure no dire heroes are hanging out on this cliff. And 1 more minute till Roshan respawns, but here's the fight. There are going to be golems. Sakata still alive, just barely. Blink chasing after him, but too far isolated from his team. Now Magnus picked off here enJuly, trying to skewer to freedom, but his body doesn't even make it there. They're going in. They will find Blink here, but is going to be BKB'd up. Can the Venge live through this? Going to be earned up, but earned taken off. Swapping to freedom. Faith Beyond taking one for the team. Been able to go and repel himself as now, oh no, the PA is isolated. This is huge. That's going to be a godlike streak from our Terrorblade. There's no buyback on the Magnus, no buyback on the PA. The chaotic offering is down, and it's time for Team Random to blast this game wide open. This is their shot to go in and end. They've got a minute of freedom before that PA's back in.
Anyway, I think it's more here. No buyback on Magnus, no buyback on PA. Magnus after 35. Maybe they can fight at the top tier 3
Radiant's middle barracks
if
has fallen.
Team Random kind of fall out of their seats here and don't kill the Rex.
They're going for Megas here, and it looks like they should be able to find it. Lightstriker Ray not going to be doing anything, as Shadow is just going to be buffed up by his teammates, repelled by that Omni, and yeah, it's looking real tricky. They clipped Alina, the GG is called as Team Random, aka the former Wings, the TI champs, get in there, get the job done. It takes them 3 games, but they will emerge victorious in their first series of the TF Major.
Nice game for both teams. Carefully picked. Did pretty well early on, transitioned into the jungle. Nice laning from Team Random. You know, they made their strategy work.